Hello, happy Wednesday. Welcome to TV Guide Live. I'm Mickey O'Connor, and with me today I have my colleagues Liz Raftery and Liam Matthews. How are you guys doing?
Good. Great.
Thanks for being here. Today we're going to talk about Fox's new XMen show, Logo's new gay bachelor show, Jennifer Aniston's feminist screed against the media, and we're also going to premiere Liam's latest Who Said It video. In the meantime, though, if you have any questions about anything on TV, please send them to us at TV Guide on Twitter with the hashtag TVGLive, or on Facebook in the comments below. We've got a lot to talk. Officially called the Untitled Fox Marvel Show. Interestingly, they're not really calling it the X-Men show, even though that is basically what it is. Fox owns the rights to the intellectual property. And there's actually two other X-Men shows that are in development. The first one is done by Noah Hawley, who did Fargo. And it stars Dan Stevens, it's called Legion, and it stars Dan Stevens, who's from Downton Abbey, and Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Rec, and it's gonna air on FX in 2017. The second is called Hellfire Club. We haven't really heard that much about it. It's supposed to air on FX. I haven't heard about any casting or anything.
I think that one. I think that one is finished. Like this new one is gonna replace that. I think it was gonna be on.
Oh,
Fox.
so you mean it was killed? Got it.
I think they're like. They don't want to spread it that thin.
Yeah, and so then this third concept that we've heard about is not derived from the comic books like the other two were. It's being produced by a guy named Matt Nix, who did Burn Notice. He's a great guy. I was actually on a panel with him one time, very friendly. And this is the first time that they're using the word mutants in context. So it's more of an indication that perhaps this is actually an X-Men show. This is the log line that Fox has given out. The show will focus on two ordinary parents who discover their children possess mutant powers. Forced to go on the run from a hostile government, the family joins up with an underground network of mutants and must fight to survive. So it'll be interesting to see how Fox enters this world of comic book inspired content in the same way that ABC did with Marvel and Netflix has done with Marvel. What do you guys think? What do you think about it?
Well, Fox also already has another comic book show. They have Gotham, which is a Batman show.
Yeah.
This would be, they would have both a DC and a Marvel show, is what this means.
Right.
Which is sort of like having both the Yankees and the Mets.
Right.
No, but I think
it does seem like that's mixing up a little bit though now. I mean, I know that CW has a lot of DC right now, but like it does seem like those divisions are not quite as rigid as they used to be.
Well, not for you and me.
But so the other thing that I think is interesting in comparing it to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is like that they're not really using the word X-Men just yet, which would seem to me to be sort of a marketing mistake, but also it's the same producer. Jeff Loeb is actually working on this as well. And it makes me wonder if like they're trying to do something different than S.H.I.E.L.D. in that like whenever I watched S.H.I.E.L.D. they were like, when are we going to see Iron Man? And they really encouraged that it was this interconnected universe. They're doing the opposite with this. So I think it'll be interesting to see how they actually bring it all together.
And mutant stuff is it's topical now because it's all an allegory for racism.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so now I'm excited. We're gonna premiere the next Who Said It video that Liam worked on. Liam, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
So this is Who Said It, a Bachelorette contestant or a Disney prince, and like the rest of them. It's a lot harder than you would think because Bachelorette contestants talk like Disney princes.
All right, let's take a look at it.
Hi, I'm Liam Matthews, and we're out here in Madison Square Park, and we're playing Who Said It? Bachelorette contestant or Disney prince? It's not as simple as it sounds. If you weren't in love with me, why did you make love with me?
So that's PG-13 material at the least. So I'm gonna go with Bachelorette.
Correct.
Nailed it.
If you weren't in love with me, like why you made love with me, I don't.
I'd rather die tomorrow than live 100 years without knowing you.
I feel like that's a little too dark for a Disney prince. I'm gonna go with Bachelorette, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that was John Smith from Pocahontas.
Oh!
I'd rather die tomorrow than live 100 years without knowing you.
Love is a mutual thing. It's a force that pulls two bodies together.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's Disney.
You sure?
Why not?
That was Bachelorette.
Oh man, that guy was sweet, man.
Love is a mutual thing. It's a force that pulls two bodies together.
All at once, everything is different now that I see you.
That could go both ways.
I feel like yikes, but I hope Disney?
Yeah, let's go Disney.
Correct.
Nice.
That's
You.
from Tangled.
That was scripted, definitely.
I promise to protect and guard her heart.
That's the thing is it's redundant, and that would be bad writing. So I'm going with Bachelor.
Correct.
Because that's what I promised in the very beginning. I promised to protect and guard her heart.
I don't care what the rules say. If she'll have me, I intend to marry her right here.
I think Bachelorette.
That's from Mulan.
Rachel!
To be fair, I cheated a little bit. It's from Mulan 2. Will you accept this rose?
Yes, we will.
That was hilarious. I love that you cheated with Mulan 2. I didn't even know there was a Mulan 2.
There's sequels to just about every Disney movie.
I love the guy who said nailed it at the beginning. That was funny. So just a reminder, if you have any questions, please send them to us on Twitter at TV Guide. Use the hashtag TVGLive or on Facebook in the comments below. The next thing that we're going to talk about is this new show on Logo that's called Finding Prince Charming.
Speaking of Prince Charming.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And it's basically they're claiming it's the first all-gay dating show. And it's being hosted by Lance Bass. Interesting, the reason why they're calling it the first all-gay dating show is because they've done two other they've done two other dating shows, one in which some of the contestants were straight pretending to be gay, and also there was another one where some of the contestants were gay pretending to be straight. So this is the first time that there's no like added deception involved.
And there was a shot at love with Tila Tequila, which was bisexual.
Right. But she wasn't lying about it.
No, she.
Right.
No.
As far as we know. It's a very similar formula. It's going to sound a lot like The Bachelor. There's 13 suitors that are going to live in the same house, and they're going to compete to win the heart of a bachelor that we don't know. Except TMZ has kind of revealed who it is. They said it's this guy named Robert Sepulveda, who's an interior designer in Atlanta. He has 56,000 Instagram followers. So
That's it? Wow.
Yeah, so he's clearly in touch with fame.
I don't know. They could have gotten somebody with millions.
That's true. And it's scheduled to air this fall. What do you guys think about this idea?
I think it's good. I think it'll be a good show. I like that, once again, between the black suitor on Unreal and this show, it's like The Bachelor now looks so antiquated. Like, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I think that there are all kinds of definitions of, relationships, and, it'll be interesting to see. What do you think about Lance Bass hosting?
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So tepid enthusiasm. So we'll see how that works out. Let's move on to the next topic. This is a topic that's near and dear to your heart, right, Liz?
I think so.
So Jennifer Aniston, who is not on social media generally,
Right.
Posted a screed on Huffington Post yesterday. Basically about how she was kind of fed up with the press and speculating about her life, about her looks, about whether or not she's pregnant, her marriage. This is the first line of the post. For the record, I am not pregnant. What I am is fed up. I'm fed up with the sport-like scrutiny and body shaming that occurs daily under the guise of journalism, the First Amendment, and celebrity news. What do you guys think about this? Do you think she has a point?
Yeah, I think good for her. The narrative about Jennifer Aniston in the media has been that she's still, distraught over this breakup with Brad Pitt over 20 years ago.
Right.
And
She's sad.
constant speculation of, is she pregnant? Isn't she pregnant? When was she going to get married? Is she married? And she's just saying in this essay, she's making the point that it doesn't really matter if women are married or not married or if they have kids or not. That's not how women's worths should be determined.
Right. So she says, we are complete with or without a mate, with or without a child. We get to decide for ourselves what is beautiful when it comes to our bodies. We don't need to be married or mothers to be complete. We get to determine our own happily ever after for ourselves.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And she makes the point of saying, I might still choose to become a mom. And if I do, you guys will be the first to know. But until then, kind of shut up about it.
Right. So, I think it's interesting that she's done this because I think she's been pretty mellow and pretty quiet about this topic in the past. I've seen a few interviews where she talks about it, but but this is the first time that she's really sort of taken everyone to task. As a journalist, what do you think? Like, we're not really celebrity journalists exactly, but what do you guys think about, like, what is too far?
Well, I think, I mean, she was responding specifically to In Touch, which ran the photos originally, and Daily Mail, which is, journalists do not respect the Daily Mail. It is I mean, it's a terrible website.
Right, like there's degrees to which
Yeah.
people are, you know, writing about Jennifer Aniston. Like some people write about her work, some people write about her relationship, some people write about what she's wearing. And, you know, like there are people who do all of those things well, and then there are people who do those things, you know, not so well. Irresponsibly, yeah. So anyhow, let's see. Let's turn to some questions. Let's see. Trent on Twitter asks, with this new Lance Bass show, are there too many dating shows on TV or never enough? What do you think, Liam? You're a Bachelor expert.
Question.
Liam's like, I don't want any more.
I mean, as long as I don't have to watch them, it's fine.
It's got to be better than dating naked.
Right. That was a fun night. Watching that.
Yeah, I mean, there's room for them. If people watch them,
I mean, I think it's an interesting construct to put on a show. Is like, you know, what do we learn? What do we learn about, you know, love and about relationships and dating and commitment and all that stuff? Like, I think that probably like 90% of it is fake and done for television or, you know, manipulated. But I also think that 10% is there's real stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe this is
and there are endless variations you can put on it.
And maybe this is the one that cracks the code. Maybe this is the one that like
every 100% success rate.
100% success rate. Lance Bass is involved. You know, we can have that hope. Let's see. Tammy on Facebook asks, do you want Jennifer Aniston back on TV like her fellow Friends co-stars? That's an interesting question. I hadn't thought about it. So
I'd watch a show with Jennifer Aniston in it.
Matt LeBlanc has a new show in the fall called Man with a Plan. Is that what it's called? We've all seen it. We all think it's kind of meh, I think, right?
Yeah, he's like completely, you know, he's made for multicam comedies, so he's, you know, just falls right back into that role and does it really well.
Yeah, he's fine on it.
Yeah.
And then...
oh, and he's got Top Gear, too.
Oh, right, and he's on Top Gear. And so then Matthew Perry is on The Odd Couple on CBS. Courtney Cox, I don't know if she has a new show right now, does she?
I don't think no.
I know that she had a pilot, but it didn't get picked up. And so then...
And Schwimmer's got Feed the Beast.
Yeah.
Yes, Schwimmer's got Feed the Beast. And then Lisa Kudrow was actually on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt this season.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if she has another show. I know that she has movies and stuff in the work. I don't know. Jennifer Aniston's not coming back to TV, I don't think. Is she? She could.
Maybe she could.
Yeah, she might.
She could be on the third season of True Detective that we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, if she gets like, you know, like an HBO show, I could see her doing that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, maybe but, you know, given this letter and everything, maybe she's just interested in being out of the spotlight for a while.
Right. Yeah, I don't think she wants to do another promotional tour anytime soon. All right, let's see. One more question. Kim on Twitter asks, can we just stop with the reality shows and watch Unreal?
Yes.
I think that we all support that, that notion.
It's a great show.
We just did a piece on the site that was about whether or not who Rachel picks as her mate is the point. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? It's not the point.
Yeah, that's totally, like, even as a fan watching it, I think that, you know, the stuff with her and Adam and stuff with her and Jeremy, like, that's the least interesting thing to me about the show overall. So.
Yeah. We actually talked about this the other day. We were talking about whether or not people are interested in the actual outcome of the show within the show.
Yeah.
Or you know, and it's like, it's kind of not that either. It's more kind of like just how the show's put together, not the relationships that are happening outside.
Yeah, and the real relationship is between her and Quinn anyway.
Right, exactly. So. That's the real love of the show.
Yeah.
So I think that's all we have time for. That's it for TV Guide Live today. Thank you, Liz and Liam, for being here. And thank you all for joining us. Come back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern when our awards expert, Joyce Eng, will be with me to break down all the Emmy nominations. In the meantime, send your questions to us at TV Guide on Twitter, #TVG Live, or at facebook.com/TV Guide. Have a great day. Thanks.